the movie Koko? No, not that one. The one that's called Secrets of the Jungle here in the West? I've never actually watched that movie before. Even when it came out on Netflix, I was planning to watch it, but just forgot about it for some reason. And with no episodes airing this week for the anime, I thought this was a perfect time for me to catch up. I'm not a movie guy, let me say that up front. I don't watch a lot of movies. The last movie I saw in theaters was probably like the first My Hero movie, and that was such a long time ago. So I'm not sure how to go about talking about this movie. Do I talk about it like my weekly episode reviews? Do people want a spoiler-free review? I wasn't sure what to do, so I've decided that what I'll do is that the first half I'll discuss what I found interesting about the movie without trying to spoil anything, what I like, what I didn't like, things like that. And then in the second half, when I happen to talk about a major spoiler, you can look at the timestamp below and skip through that part. Alright? The movie is about a Zarude and a human child he found abandoned in the jungle one day when he heard an explosion. He decides that he will find this child's parents, but in order to do so, he has to leave his tribe of other Zarudes who have this sacred tree that has water on it that they don't allow anyone else to get close to because it's a healing spring. We watch the kid grow up, named Koko, and eventually he finds out the truth about his parents, which leads to a fight, both internally and externally, with his parent the Zarude about his identity. Is he a human? Is he a Pokemon? What are his values? What does it mean to be a parent? Those are the main themes in this movie. The story is also told with a lot of music. It isn't like a musical or anything, but the movie has a lot of vocal songs on it. I watched the Japanese version and it's especially prominent there. To my limited knowledge, I don't think other Pokemon movies have this much vocal music in it, so this is like a new format they were trying. Whether you like it or not is really up to you. Personally, it was fine, I didn't really mind it a lot. One thing about the movie, and this is true with mostly all other Pokemon movies, is that they look fantastic, and that's no exception here. The jungle scenes, the city scene, almost everything looks great. The animation is fluid, the colors pop. In terms of look, this movie gets an A+. That's at least for everything in the 2D portion of the movie. The CG stuff, especially the cars in the machine, look really out of place. I know Pokemon has used CG even from the early days, but even in this movie's production, the CG looks so out of place. I feel like it has to do with how the CG stuff moves in comparison to how the 2D animation moves. It really contrasts and makes it look out of place. Ash gets involved in this family drama between Koko and his Zarude when he saves Koko, who falls off a waterfall after hitting his head on a pipe. Team Rocket are involved in the story as well, as they're trying to figure out secrets about this research company who's looking for that healing water. Based on that, you could probably tell who the bad guys are, who the good guys are, what the main villain's motivation is. It isn't entirely complex. But that's also one of the things that, dislike would be the wrong word, but find kind of boring. The villain Zed is your prototypical villain, and this is where I'll go into spoiler territory here, but he's so obsessed with the research to find the healing water from the tree, the research originally led by Koko's parents who ended up abandoning it because they were trying to find a compromise between human and Pokemon, that in order to accomplish his goals, he murders them. Yep, a blatant murder. And I guess no one questioned the death or did any investigations because he has to be the one to tell not only our heroes, but also his research team that he did it. He's your standard cackling villain, and he's a pretty one-note boring character at that. He's probably the biggest issue with this movie. His plot really strays from the more important Koko plot, and I really wish that wasn't the case. He's evil because he's obsessed, but he's obsessed to the point where he murders people in Pokemon. And I feel like that goes a bit too far, even as far as Pokemon villains go. Also, I'm not sure what Zed's goal is entirely. Is it money? Does he want to get all the water in the tree to sell it? That doesn't seem like it because he tells one of the researchers that one of his targets was never the water but the tree itself, as the energy inside of it is the source of the healing spring's power. But even if he got that energy, what was his end goal? Did he want to be Jesus? Did he want to use that energy some way? The story never really explains it, so his rampage feels unearned. He seems to be a psycho just for the sake of it. The ending is also a bit nonsensical. Koko manages to use jungle healing and save Dada. Now I guess you could say that it wasn't really Koko, it was more the water that Dada was sitting on, and that Koko using jungle healing was more of a symbol of the bond between the parent and their child, but that's hard to argue when the other Zarude nearby act like this crazy thing is happening in front of them. Listen, I'm not saying it's bad. Symbolically it works, but it just feels bizarre that Koko, a confirmed human who's not a Pokemon, is able to use a Pokemon move. You could maybe argue, oh, he could use some physical moves, like for example, Mega Punch, but like a special move that heals Pokemon that requires magic, that's a bit too far. Other than that though, I really did enjoy the movie. Again, I don't watch a ton of movies, so I may not be the best judge of movies, but from the Pokemon movies I've seen, I'd rank this one in between movie 22, which is my current favorite Pokemon movie, and movie 20, which I thought was just alright. One day, I want to try and watch all the Pokemon movies and then rank them. I'll probably do that at some point, but don't expect it anytime soon. I need to start at movie 1 and probably watch them in order, but that's neither here nor there. I like the movie though. I watched it sub, so your experience might be a little bit different, especially if you watch the Netflix version, which I heard has a different soundtrack. But if you get the chance, I definitely say give this movie a shot in the Japanese version because it is a fun one. And that's it. That is my review of movie 23 of Pokemon, The Secrets of the Jungle, otherwise known as Koko. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, like, share, subscribe in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on this movie. You can follow me on Twitter at TheRealPDGaming, and that is it. I will talk to you guys later. Peace.